the Ghana Chamber of Mines is celebrating what they call the Safety Week, and guess what? They are introducing a health competition called the National Intermines First Aid and Safety Competition. The competition is designed to educate mine workers, also host communities and citizenry on basic first aid tips, as well as to foster some consciousness of safety in our everyday life. So why don't we talk about this? Joining me in studio now is Nana Ando and Adelaide Youngson. We also have Nana Ando, who's the environment consultant to the Ghana Chamber of Mines, and Adelaide Youngson is the occupational health and safety superintendent for the Precious Mining Ghana Limited. They are both joining us in studio, and it's a good time to welcome you, Nana and Lady, for joining us in studio.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so let's talk about the need for safety. Very often, Ghanaians are flippant about that, Nana, because you find us feeling that God will take control almost all the time. So we throw first aid and safety away. But why is it so important for our everyday life? Why do we need to be cautious about safety?
Well, thank you very much. And I think the first thing is that normally we say your life, it's in your hands, okay? So safety is taking care of yourself, being very conscious of exactly what you are doing, because lack of safety brings a whole lot of things. You can get injured, you can get sick, So these are things. So this year, our theme is that safety every day. That implies that you have a healthy living all the time.
I see. Right. So, Adelaide, what are some of the activities for us to expect in terms of what you'd be carrying out in the course of the period?
Okay, so as Nana rightly said,
yes.
We started this on zonal basis. We had the zonal among the mining companies. So those who emerge as winners now would meet as for the national competition. So we'll first have the orals on the national GBC.
Okay.
Then we have the practical section. The intent is to educate the community and the citizenry of the first aid, because we realize most of our people are not exposed to these first aid things.
Okay, so this will be open to everybody in terms of the competition? Or you have selected, some...
Okay, so what I said earlier, we have different mining companies that are competing.
Right, so it's not open to the general...
No, it's for the mining
companies. Okay, for how long will you be running this in terms of the activities to mark, the safety week?
Well, the history behind this safety competition is it dates as far back as in the 70s.
Right.
And the idea is that initially,
yes.
I mean, safety consciousness even on the mining companies was such that people will even discourage their workers from working in the mine. Because they say that place is a death trap.
Yeah.
You go there,
danger zone.
A danger zone. So it got to a point where the industry decided, look, we have to be very safety conscious. And that means that at least if somebody is going to work and he knows he will go and work safely and come back home, that in itself attracts a lot of people to the work. Now, the competition, as we're talking about, has been organized in such a way. There have been 15, 14 mining companies, as she said, gone through the normal, what do you call it? The zonal ones. And 4 of them are now qualified for the finals, which comes on Sunday. We expect people to sit by their TVs on Sunday.
It's the reason why I was asking about public participation, what you're expecting from them. How do you want them to support the process as well?
Well, just sit by your research on the. In fact, earlier before the COVID, what we used to do was to do this in the communities,
right.
So that if, for example, this year Ghana Manganese Institute is hosting, all the companies would have assembled there. And then everything would have been done in the community, so that the communities also participate. Because of the COVID, but I think we're still thinking of going back to
the
communities for next year.
Days, which you'll be doing. Yeah. So Adelaide, for you, what would you like the public to know about safety and as we look forward to the competition?
Okay, so sorry. So for the public now, what we want them to do is it's a form of creating awareness, people to learn first aid. We realize in our world, part of the world, this is lacking. So this certain by the ITV, at least one would learn how to respond to certain emergencies. And this will be helpful in our various homes. And as Nana said, we're doing it in the host communities to benefit the traditional people within the mining catchment area to learn. But we are now bringing it to the larger populace to also know what we are doing.
Nana, and for the mining communities, beyond just carrying out this quiz competition and all of that, what more activities are you putting in place to create more awareness on the safety issues?
In fact, we have even safety brigades among the communities, okay, which are organized by the mining companies. And we catch them very young, right from the beginning, start teaching. Training. A lot of times an accident occurs, and before people are even transferred from the accident spot to the hospital, they are already gone. It means that first aid is very, very important. And that is why we lay so much emphasis on what should be done immediately, after, say, there's an accident or an outrage, something like that. What should be done? And that is very important to sustain the people. Yes.
Would you recommend that this be, replicated in schools, in, churches, just as a way of creating more awareness?
Yes. In fact, that is the larger way we're looking at it. But from the beginning, it's been getting a lot of support from the communities, especially when we had a community safety teams also participating. They were also, also participating in contests, so that we come out with a community which is far better than all the others. Yeah.
To add to what Nana is saying,
yes,
currently we also have the student-based one.
Okay.
So they write essay pertaining to mining activities, their effect on them, and how they can also learn about the mining operations. So that's part of this competition that we are that will come on this Sunday.
This Sunday, okay.
So we also have the lower school children, that is the basic level, partaking in it as well.
Any special focus on women as well? Because we know that they care the more, isn't it? Do you have any plans for that on that?
Okay, yes. So when you look at the student one that we do, the community, most of the time the population, the number of people that we get, women to men, we have the women more than the, yes. Because I think we are more interested in caring for people, yes, and we have that empathy more than.
Yeah, we also do sometimes. Right. Okay. So, what will be the final words, Nana, to our viewers and to the general public, what they need to know?
Yes, there are a lot of safety things. Probably, I will just give one tip. One tip, safety tip.
That's very important.
Yeah. Well, these days now, everybody's using mobile phones. And what intrigues me so much is that people go to filling stations.
Yes.
And they use their mobile phones there. And in fact, even with their cars running, whilst they are refueling, it's a tip that we're trying to give to people that from now on, I think it's very important that once you go to a filling station to fill, just switch off your engine, and then don't even if you have a call, just leave it.
What are the risks associated with that? Because a lot of people do not know about it.
Yes, because it can really trigger,
any explosion.
Yes, fire this thing. That is why we're very, very careful about that. So at least it's a safety tip that we would like to communicate.
And I tell you what, this National Intermines First Aid competition, you need to be watching because you'll be learning a lot more as Nana is putting out. Adelaide, any final words to our viewers?
Okay, so my final words to our viewers is first care, first responder is very key in every incident scenario or situation. So we all watch, get the basic knowledge that you can apply in your various homes.
Okay, I'm grateful. Nana Ando, who is an environmental consultant to the Ghana Chamber of Mines, and also Adelaide Youngson, Occupational Health and Supply Safety Superintendent at Precious Mining Ghana Limited. I'm grateful that you've spent some time with us. We're looking forward to the National Intermines First Aid and Safety Competition, and of course, you'll be learning a lot more about this.